Big stick.
Hope he didn't hurt himself.
Spinning around and shoulders were going or whatever to make that little. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to force it to happen like this. I'm gonna hit one like that while you're standing there. I'm just gonna rope wrangle this thing, Chi Rodriguez style. Right?
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Like 45 degrees of drop.
So it's like when you're under trees, you know,
Yeah.
and you've got like most of the old school style of architecture has the two bunkers in the middle, a little opening in front. So you kind of like in the left rough aim to the right bunker, try to bend it around that bunker into the opening. Bah, 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 bah. Yeah. You can't get it up in the air because of the trees.
Cool. Love it.
Stinson Beach, Titleist, let's get going.
All right, let's
Gorm
do it.
Reader out. Time for an east. One more little Trevino rolling shoulder draw. Medium shot. There it is. Now I'm going to get back into Chi-Chi a little bit. Hit you about 4 or 5 little Chi-Chis. Low little draws, spinny draws. Go right out there with the camera, bend it right on back. Low left elbow. There it is. Spinny little draw. Again. Cheech. Every ball's drawn left, low. Good thing it's cool. I got a long shadow. I can see my shadow working. Yeah, shoulders rolling, arms are going over, making the ball curve. It's like a discus throw. Full swing, big draw, high draw. And sometimes when you just have intention of seeing the shot and calling the shot out, low draw, of course I'm going to make a low swing. So like 3 circle around me, Gorminator. Half, cut myself off here, the equator of me. Then I've got the low 180, which I do a lot of low shots from, right? Chip shots, putting, everything's in the low 180. As soon as you start bringing it up there, let your arms travel a little further and you get into that upper 180, then you're more into full swing. It's be a little harder to control things, for one. But the other is the trajectory typically will go up because you're going to create more speed, more different angles, down and up again. So just be aware of that. You know, if I'm trying to hit a low shot, that's why you guys hit better compressed shots underneath a tree. You got a tree limb here, and you can't go up very far, so you go here, but you got to put some smoke on it, so you go like that. And there was a tiny little backswing where I absolutely smashed down on that golf ball and got a nice bullet out of there. And pretty much it's like, well, that was the best compressed ball of the day. I don't know what I did there. You know, it's like, well, you should do that more often, guys. Right? Low swing. So anyway, all right, here you go. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys would like to see. It's a pleasure making these videos. I hope you get something out of it, and I hope you try something at the driving range on the course. And look forward to your success. I want to hear about it. Thanks. Gorminator out. Okay, let's go back to a little bit of draw. Same ball position. Ball back, open stance. Just going to draw them a little bit with the shoulder roll, low left elbow. Right? Coming around that way, you can just see that ball. I was with Lee at Meadow Club a few years back. He was 74 years old, and the first thing he did was he came out to the driving range. He started taking a sand wedge and started hitting it over to this bunker on the right. It's about 60 yards, and he just started drawing these 56-degree sand wedges. You know, I think he just has a blast doing it for sure. And plus, he's probably only ones that can, right? Well, it's kind of shot maker guy, right? I don't know if you can see that, but every ball's just kind of curving a little left because I am rolling my shoulders, rolling my arms. So I'm using my whole body. I'm not just flipping. I got everything going, right? All right, so Lee buck. There you go. Feels good. Nice slow one. Even that had a little draw, that thin, no groove. You should be able to see that, guys. How is that ball drawing with no speed? Like taking a little steering wheel and going like that. The Dracula move. Lee buck Trevino. Now, you could say Lee has a kind of a caddy, like a amateur type move where he's, you know, like that. Right? But he owned it. That's the thing. All those boys back in the day owned their stuff. They made that ball do what they wanted. Nice high fade with that 9-iron. So, a little insight on how that's done, you know. Hey guys, what's happening? It's Gorminator out here. Yep, Puerto Vallarta. Going there this winter. Come along with me. Got some groups going out starting October, November. Today it's all Trevino action. How to shape that golf ball. Trevino, as you know, had that kind of dip through, which a lot of the tour players back in the day had. It kind of looked like Byron Nelson had that. Trevino had that. Palmer had that. So don't dispute it. Embrace it. That dip is going to create a fade type shot. So you'll come in. The more you lower your body like Hovland, you're going to get those hands out in front of you, and it's going to delay the face from snapping around. Okay. And when he was hitting draws, you would always see Lee up and through with the shoulders kind of level at the end. So one, you've got a tilted shoulder coming through, which is a good way to hit the old Mac O'Grady CP, which is a fade pattern, which is coming across that ball with the stable kind of club face. And you see that ball kind of slipping off to the right over there. So Trevino was really cool because he would take that thing outside, right? He'd kind of take that baby out here, come around, and was always coming from inside. But when he was driving through, that club head seemed like it would just be welded onto that golf ball forever. You could see that ball just kicking out there. And I take some pretty meaty divots doing this, which is where that compression lives, right? So you want to get the collision of that club coming down on that golf ball to control and get that compression like I'm talking about now. A good way to sense that is actually a good way to chip. And that would be for you that just put this over here and just push the shaft. So when you push the shaft, there is no give. So you would leave the hand onto the side here. You even put it up here so it gives the thumb a little bit, like this. And there's a little pressure on the back of this index finger. And it's a pushing feel, right? So I push the club through for my chips, and then my upper body just goes with it. So it's a little pivot push, and that's always good, right? So you push it through, and you can just see that ball's just going dead straight. And all I'm doing is getting a little sway of the old boat, the Gorminator old Chevy here, my body, and the arms are just cruising along in the back seat, you know? So it's a pushing thing. You'll get away from this kind of stabbing at it. So if you just try to keep that beautiful pushing action, keeping that body rotating and shifting a touch, then the alignments of the shaft and the left arm will be in place. You won't start to snap it in line with your middle of your body, which throws the club head, okay? So back to Trevino. Let's get back to shaping the golf ball, hitting little draws. Make sure I'm lined up for y'all here. Yeah. I'll hit them over those 25 signs and kind of draw them into the left a little. I got my 9-iron here. I'm going to loop and kind of throw my shoulders like this. So back in the day, Chi Rodriguez, whoosh, like this. He went into it with that elbow low. extremely good ball striker. Somebody said, I think it was Miller or Arnold Palmer, said if Chi could have putt, you never would have heard of Arnold Palmer. I think it was Miller who said, yeah, if Chi could have putt, you never hear of Arnold Palmer. But Chi always looked like, we'll do one like that to start. You can see that ball just drawing off the tractor over there. So when you want to absolutely force one, that's what you do. You can see it just peeling off over there. Okay, now when I'm going to go with my shoulders kind of coming under this way, that's the right shoulder low, left shoulder high, bending spine this way. That's going to leave the face and have that pushing action. Now it'll start over the 25 signs over there, which are on the ground in front of me, and the ball will melt off to the right a bit. All right. So I'm just like cutting across with the pivot of my body, and that ball's just fading off to the right. Now typically what I'll do is I'll open my stance, play that ball back, and I'll take a little less divot because I'll sit back behind the ball a little bit while I do it. Like that. So I notice that when I get a little deep divot, maybe a little bit too much, all I do, open the stance, move the ball back. Start working at it. That's it. Trevino. That look like Trevino?
A little bit.
Beauty. Yeah, as soon as I open that stance and put this golf ball back here, then I can set my body what feels like a little behind. It's kind of like Bubba Watson. Played every shot with an open stance, so he could freely swing those gangly arms of his